My name is Mrs. Taylor, if you don't know me. I teach English 1 this year, but next year I will be coordinating this wonderful program about making your college dreams come true, and I will be teaching the elective classes, and we are here to give you more information today. These awesome people behind me are the site team. They are all involved in some capacity. Mrs. Gohara, our librarian, is also on this team, as well as Mr. Mantarin, but they weren't able to be here. So I'm just going to pass around the mic and let them introduce themselves to you.
I'm Mrs. Broad. I'm the college counselor, so I'll be working with the AVID program on some different curriculum and things like that, so you'll kind of see me around for that.
I'm Mr. Hill, English 1 pre-AP. I'm excited to be on the site team.
I'm Ms. Merkel. I teach biology, and I'll be teaching an elective next year.
I'm Ms. Sanchez. I teach geometry, so I'll see most of you next year.
I'm Mrs. Will. I'm a counselor, and if you guys get accepted into the program, I'll be happy to help you pick electives and things like that.
I'm Mr. Wimby. I'm on the site team.
And that's our wonderful team, okay? All right. Yes, thank you. I want to start us off by showing you guys a video of somebody who went through, a student that actually went through the AVID program, and he's reflecting back on his experience with AVID, because I really think hearing from the students is the best way that you can get a perspective on what this is about and on whether or not you think it's something that you might be interested in. So Ms. Brock, if you would go ahead and show our video.
7 years ago. Wait, wrong speech. Hello everyone, I'm Alexander Martinez, and I'll be your tour guide on my AVID journey. AVID has influenced me in so many ways, both academically and socially. I remember last year I'd be terrified to speak out in class, much less give a boring speech in front of an audience, yet here I am. On a more serious note, I really like to say that I wouldn't be the student, heck, the person I am today if it wasn't for my AVID family. AVID helped me and encouraged me to break out of my timid shell. Thanks to Mr. Smith, who I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge. Could you please stand up, Mr. Smith? I know I like to give him a hard time, but he really did help me a lot. It helped me and, sorry. I learned to take a risk and step out of my comfort zone. In the end, it helped me become a more outspoken person as well as grow and mature as a student. Now Mr. Smith probably wishes that I would go back to my old timid self. At first I thought of AVID as another redundant class that wouldn't help me whatsoever. However, everything changed junior year when I took the class that is the most dreaded, the root of all evil, also known as pre-calculus. Up until then, I never really struggled academically, but that class really messed me up. And that's when I realized how useful tutorials could be. Tutorials gave me that extra help I really needed on that one math problem I didn't get, or that one lesson plan I didn't understand because frankly, I was too busy daydreaming in class. I can honestly say if it wasn't for tutorials, I wouldn't have the grades I have now because I would be too lazy to go home and work on the problem myself. Granted, it took me a semester and an F as a grade to finally figure out that I needed to get my act together and apply myself. AVID taught me to be more organized because before binder checks, my binder would be one big mess of papers. My backpack would look like it was hit by Hurricane Katrina. It was so messy and chaotic. At first, I thought of it as a hard adjustment coming from such a messy work ethic, but AVID helped me and taught me to write down important assignments, due dates, and keep an organized binder so I wouldn't lose anything. And I can honestly say that it saved my butt so many times. Not only has AVID helped me mature as a person, improve as a student, and Sorry, I'm really nervous because see, I don't really do this a lot. Not only has AVID helped me mature as a person, improve as a student, but now some of my closest and dearest friends are people I have met through the program. Thanks to the program, I've grown closer, bonded, and hopefully formed lifelong friendships with members of my AVID family, which in my opinion is one of the greatest benefits of the program. AVID isn't solely about the journey of getting into a AVID isn't solely about getting into a four-year university, but also about the journey and what you choose to make of it. AVID is life. Thank you for for your time.
All right, so what I really want to emphasize with you guys about that video is he refers to AVID as his family. And that's really what AVID is like. Because you stay in the elective for 4 years with the same teacher, with that same group, they become like a family for you at school. And that can be the make or break in your grades, your emotional health, etc. They're like your tribe. They stick with you, they help you with your academics, they support you through thick and thin, and that's a huge benefit. Would you go ahead and click to the next slide, Ms. Brock? I wanted to give you an idea in this assembly of what actually happens during the AVID elective, since so many students have been asking me that. Twice a week in the AVID elective, college students come to our campus and sit down with the AVID students and help them with their assignments and provide tutorials. So regardless of what you're working on, your physics homework, that devil research paper that you're writing for Mr. Hill right now, they sit down and they help you with the perspective of being at a 4-year college, get through those assignments, and they do that twice a week for you all year long in your elective. So it's like getting the best tutorial you can possibly imagine, the most personalized tutorial you can possibly imagine every week, twice a week, from students that are already accepted into 4-year colleges and universities. In addition to the study groups, the college study groups, you also work in academic study groups with your AVID class. You do a lot of collaboration. We go on college field trips, college visits. We bring in speakers. We do a lot of organizational and note-taking, building so that you are successful in your classes. And I really want to emphasize too, to make sure you guys understand, AVID is an elective class. You do actually go to the class during the day, and all of those awesome things like college students coming in, speakers, college visits, if you're in AVID, happen for you during the school day, which is awesome. Go ahead and click next. Okay, so if you're wondering if this is for you, these are really the characteristics we're looking for. If any of those things are true about you, then AVID is for you. If you want to go to college, if you know you can do better academically and you want to, you know you're not reaching that full potential, if you want to overcome academic challenges, and like that student said, just because you've never been academically challenged as a freshman doesn't mean physics isn't going to kill you, or chemistry, or that AP class that you're taking next year. And those challenges are coming down the pike, and so AVID can be there to help you with that. And if you want support to achieve your dreams, if you want to go to a 4-year college and you want the support to make that come true for you, then AVID is for you. We've got another video of the types of students that have signed up for AVID and what it's done for them.
People like me.
People like me.
People like me.
People like me don't go to college.
Nobody's ever gonna convince me that I'm gonna be somebody someday.
Street cred, it's more valuable to me than my education.
My life will be defined by those who doubt me.
I know there are some out there looking up to me.
I'll let those AP and honors students be future leaders and policymakers.
Because me, I'm just one out of a long line of statistics.
Who knows, maybe I'll even study.
But it won't affect how my life is going to turn out.
People tell me I can't succeed because they can't see past my skin color or how I talk.
They say I don't care enough to be a first-generation college student.
I am the last person in my family that's going to be successful.
I'm aware of the skills and talents I possess.
This is my destiny.
That was me before AVID helped me see my potential, believe in myself, and turn all of that around. And now?
This is my destiny.
I am aware of the skills and talents I possess to be successful.
I am the last person in my family that's ever going to be a first-generation college student.
I don't care enough, they say, because they can't see past my skin color or how I talk.
People tell me I can't succeed, but it won't affect how my life is going to turn out.
Who knows? Maybe I'll even study statistics.
Because me, I'm just one out of a long line of future leaders and policymakers.
I'll let those AP and honor students be looking up to me.
I know there are some out there, those who doubt me.
My life will be defined by my education.
It's more valuable to me than street cred.
I'm gonna be somebody someday.
Nobody's ever gonna convince me that people like me don't go to college.
I wanted to show you a statistic about the AVID program that might surprise you. In the U.S., overall, 36% of students complete college entrance requirements. Okay, so that means that they're admitted to a four-year college. That's actually pretty low. For AVID, 93% of the students enrolled in the AVID program get admitted to a four-year college, and that says a lot right there. Like I said before, if college is in your future, if college is your dream, this is a program for you. I can guarantee you that you will not be sorry that you applied for it. All of the students that we've spoken with across Fort Bend that have this program on their campus have spoken to us about how incredibly life-changing it has been for them to have an AVID family. And I really hope that you apply to become a part of our AVID family here at RPHS. And I'm going to turn it over here to Mr. Wimpy to talk a little bit about what AVID is like in the classroom and what it can do for you.
Okay, so I thought I would tell you a little bit. Some of you have me, some of you don't. You may have heard my name, whatever. Anyway, a little background on myself. I grew up north of Dallas. I went to a school where it's very small, not the size like this. When my parents were, I was 14 when my parents were divorced. I lost my mom when I was 15. So college for me wasn't something that was on the future. It was something that I was like, yeah, I want to go. I don't really know what I would major in. I don't know what I would do. Whenever I would talk to my dad about college, he would kind of go, yeah, well, we don't have the money for it, so good luck. I don't know how you want to get there. And I was just kind of moseying along, and I was always that kid, sat in the back of the class. I was not a 4.0 student. I never was that kid. I was like the person that I would do my homework sometimes. I would study for tests, like you, some of you, sometimes. And I never really had like that drive out to be academic because I wasn't a really strong student, but I was a hardworking student. That's what I think AVID can do for some of you. It's that student that wants to go to school, doesn't really know how to get there, might not have anybody in their family who's never gone before. Maybe you're someone that you think you could do an AP class, but you've never really had that teacher to like kind of push you along, like, no, you can do this. You might not think so, but you can. There are some of you sitting in here in this room who have me for a teacher. I can tell you, this program is for you. And I'm sure those of you who I don't have, your teachers would tell you the same thing. AVID's an awesome program. If you don't know, my wife teaches over at Kentner High School, and she's an AVID teacher. She's graduating her first senior AVID class. And 2 days ago, on Monday, they were supposed to have basically like their last AVID tutoring session. She was actually crying because she was upset that she was missing out on the last session with her seniors. And that's just how emotional and how close when they, Ms. Taylor mentioned that you become, kind of a family. It really is. It's something that, some of you are like, oh, tutoring, you're probably just going to end up being a teacher up there that doesn't teach the class. No, these are kids who come from a university for you specifically. They're here for you, to tutor you. And I can tell you, going into my freshman year in college, I did end up getting into college somehow. I remember my very first English class in college, the professor assigned I think it was a 10-page research paper. And I thought, oh, I can do this. And I remember thinking, I can do an English paper, and he handed it back, and the very first paper I got was a 32. I failed my first college class, all right, because of that paper. It was 2 papers and a final, and I failed the first major paper. So I failed that class. And I think if I had had AVID, where I went to school, I wouldn't have had all the questions of like, what schools can I even go to? Can I even get into those schools? What are some of the opportunities as far as signing up for, like scholarships? What are some of the things that I can go to? I'm not smart enough for those things. Some of those things as far as what I can do. So I encourage you, if you're sitting in the room and you're at all thinking about, college in any kind of regard, this is for you. I didn't have this, and I'm very jealous of you because you're being offered this. So I hope you take the opportunity to really think about it and maybe talk about it with your parents and apply and see if you can get in.
And I'm about to show you how to apply right now. If you're thinking that this is something for you, First of all, the link is posted on the Ridgepoint website. It is live today, but there are also, and Ms. Brock's going to show you right now, there are QR codes posted all around the freshman house outside my door. If you don't know what a QR code is, it's those handy dandy little boxes. You get a QR code scanner, you scan it with your smartphone, and it's going to take you right to the application. And if Ms. Brock, if you go ahead and click on that link. So when you go to the website, it looks like this, and you guys are obviously current 9th graders, so you would just make sure that you click that second tab, and it's all online. You fill it out. If you don't have computer access at home, you may fill it out in the counselor's office. You may also come to my room, L216, anytime to fill out the app, and I'll even help you with it, and so will anybody on this wonderful site team. At the end, it will send you a link that you will forward to 3 teachers. If you've ever done like KOM, you send them the link and they can do it online. I definitely advise talking to them in person first, just because it gives you that extra maturity boost, and they're going to be more likely to give you a great recommendation if you come to them in person and say, I want to be a part of AVID, may I send you this link, okay? And again, those QR codes are outside the counselor's office, they're outside my room. I posted them all around the freshman house. You will have until April 29th to complete the application. And if you're at the last minute, April 29th, that gives your teachers until May 6th to fill out the recs. So even if you don't have your teacher recs, get the application filled out by April 29th, and then you can talk to your teachers in the following days. Just be sure to give them realistically 2 days, try to give them 48 hours to fill out your recommendation, okay? Thank you so much for your time and for your maturity, guys. I hope that we see your applications to be a part of our AVID family.